Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we have grading every NBA team 1 month into the regular season. So this is an article by Adam Framo. Basically, guys, we are going to go through this grading system. I'm going to tell you guys if I agree with the grade, and if not, I'm going to tell you what I roughly think they are. And then I'm going to give you a reasoning behind why a certain team would get a certain grade in the first place. In the comment section below, guys, I want you to grade your favorite NBA team. How do you think they are doing, and why do you think they are doing that way? Do you think they need to make like a big time trade? Or do you think things are just going as according to plan, I guess? So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started on this video. For the first team we have, it is the Atlanta Hawks with a grade of a C. And I will say that I agree with this grading right here just because, like, the team is 3-14 at the making of this video. The thing is, though, is that, like, Trae Young is playing well out there. He's getting his minutes. So while, you know, the young guys are getting their time, at the same time, you are still kind of tanking, and you're going to get some more, you know, another really good lottery pick out there, right? Plus, of course, you got the Dallas Mavericks pick. So they're going according to plan here. It's like nobody expected the Hawks to really go out there and compete. They're not winning games that they shouldn't be winning. So it's like, you know, because if this team was like a 500 team, that I'd be a little concerned, being like, okay, well, I don't think you're good enough to win it all, but you're also hurting your draft stock and everything like that. So I think a C is a good rating right there, man. Next up, we have the Boston Celtics with a C- rating. So I would probably even go as low as a D, maybe a D+ on it, just because, like, the team is 9-8 on the season. There appears to be little chemistry issues here and there, just because, like, you know, Gordon Hayward is still trying to fit in out there. You know, Jaylen Brown's not playing his best basketball these days. There's rumors about Terry Rozier going on. I know he posted something on Twitter saying, why don't you do us all a favor, which I guess had people out there kind of hating on Terry Rozier, although he didn't mean that. I don't know what he meant out by that, man. But yeah, 9-8. This team has a lot of room for improvement. I think they will make those improvements as the season goes along. It's just the chemistry has been an issue, and their record is not probably what Boston Celtics fans thought their record would be at this point in the season. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets with a B rating out there. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty good with this one. You know, the Brooklyn Nets on the NBA season, I'm pulling up on my end here, guys, has a record of 7-10. You know, so the record isn't exactly like showing that this is a great team, but at the same time, they've had a lot of like nice young pieces come along. Karis LeVert, before going down with injury, he's been definitely a diamond in the rough. D'Angelo Russell, while there is trade rumors about him, he's been playing some damn solid basketball, averaging about 17.6 assists per game. When he's been nice. Joe Harris been a 3-point beast out there. Jarrett Allen's come along very nicely. So yeah, once again, it's the same situation as the Hawks, where this team was not going to win a championship, but at the same time, they are developing their young talent, and they are going to probably get set up for a pretty good spot in the lottery, because now that they have their draft picks back, that's big time for them. So B, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it depends the way you're like looking at the team, right? Because like a B you would think would be for a good team, but for what they need to be doing, they are doing it just right out there. Next up, we have the Charlotte Hornets with a B+ rating. You know, man, the reason I like this rating for them is because, for one, Kemba Walker is playing like the best point guard in the entire NBA, guys. He's averaging 30 points and 6 assists on the season. But recently, with like the rumors like Bradley Beal, you know, wanting to be traded and stuff like that, I feel like the Hornets, the reason they deserve this B+ ranking is because it seems like Michael Jordan is willing to trade some assets of this team to improve the squad in the short term, which is not a bad thing, because Kemba Walker is not exactly young out there, so you can't really wait for some of these young guys to catch up. So I like the aggressiveness of the Charlotte Hornets. I really do hope they make a big time trade, because I want to see some sort of star play with Kemba Walker. I feel like I've not seen that his entire NBA career. So yeah, B+ sounds good to me, guys. 8-8 on the season, doing a lot better than probably what we all thought they would at this point. Next up, the Chicago Bulls with a B rating. So yeah, the Chicago Bulls, not a great team this season, 4-13, but Zach LaVine looks great. The team, you know, despite losing Lauri Markkanen out there, it's like they're still competing out there. I mean, yeah, there's been some really bad losses, man. There's been some bad ones, but you know, Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter coming along nicely, averaging about 11.7 rebounds, getting about 2 blocks per game. The team seems to be developing in the direction that you want your guys to go. Some might say that Jabari Parker's been pretty disappointing, but I mean, he's still putting up 15 points, about 7 rebounds per game. So yeah, he's not been that superstar, all-star caliber player, but still looks pretty decent. So if anything, he's hurting his own, you know, cap space stocks, or his own contract stocks. So it's like, right now he's getting $20 million. Probably not worth that with his production, but you know, if he's willing to take a pay cut or something like that, then I still think he's nice for the Chicago Bulls. A B, I'm going to say more or less like a C+. But yeah, man, they're still going to get, you know, I want to see what this team does once they're at full health and everything. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers with the grade of an F. You want to talk about a big time L? let's talk about Tristan Thompson real quick, because this man literally said before the NBA season, I respect you going out there and being confident, but he actually said this Cleveland Cavaliers team came out the finals last season, so until somebody knocks them out, they're still the favorites. He literally said something along those lines, man. 2-13. You are on pace to have the worst record in NBA history. Now some bright points. Colin Sexton has been somebody out there, man. His scoring's been nice. He's shooting about 45% field goal percentage. Playmaking's not quite there yet. I hope it does come along. And that's really all the good things I have to say about Cleveland. I mean, 2-13, man. That's what it is, right? Next up, we have the Dallas Mavericks. This team I've actually been a pretty big fan of here, man. B+ rating for them. Looking at the Dallas Mavericks, they are 7-9 on the NBA season. But as far as like integrating Doncic into this team, and really, you know, I know Dirk Nowitzki's been out with injury, but kind of like that symbolic torch being passed to Luka Doncic, it's worked out perfectly. He definitely looks like he's going to be the franchise player of this team for the next 20 years. Unless he wants to get traded elsewhere. I don't know, man. I see him being a long-term type of guy out there is what you want out of your rookies. You know, you want to be able to have a guy that you know is going to stick around so you can build around them. But yeah, he's been great. Wesley Matthews been a nice scorer. Harrison Barnes still looking like a good solid third option out there. You know, Dennis Smith Jr., I mean, I still am waiting for him to take like that De'Aaron Fox step, but I don't think it's going to come until next season. And DeAndre Jordan has been a great rebounder, but knocking down his free throws too. So yeah, Dallas Mavericks being 7-9 on the season in the Western Conference, easier said than done. Still, I don't think they're making the playoffs, but they're doing the right things. Next up, we have the Denver Nuggets with the A- rating, man. Damn, this team has been fun to watch. I mean, they're 10-7 on the season. I believe they started 9-1, so it's like they are on a little bit of a losing streak, you know, with the last few of their games out there. But despite that, the team is showing that they can beat the big-time teams. Jokic been playing defense. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, both with bringing some nice offense out there. But yeah, guys, the team has been fantastic, and A- definitely warrants it. But I will say, you know, maybe even a B+ just because of their you know, recent losing woes and stuff like that. But you know, all teams are gonna go through up and downs throughout the NBA season. So as long as they eventually prove they can bounce back from that, they'll be good to go. And now we have the Detroit Pistons with a B-. As a Piston fan, I want to give them a C. The reason I say a C is just because, like, if this team to me is average, right? This team is average to me, man. They start off 4-0, then they go off and lose like 4 or 5 in a row. Then they beat the Toronto Raptors, and they're winning games on game winners and losing games, and I don't know what this team is. Blake Griffin's been nice. Andre Drummond been averaging a crazy double-double. Reggie Jackson, you know, I'm ready for him to leave, guys. I mean, 38% from your point guard field goal shooting is just horrible, and only adding on 4 assists. So, like, I don't know, man. This team has been average to me at best. I'm not too hyped about them right now, if I'm being honest about things. I'm just not. But, you know, we all have different opinions. Next up, we have the Golden State Warriors with an A- rating. I totally disagree with this. Yes, they're the Warriors. Currently 12-6 on the season, but damn, dude. You want to talk about a team that's been having some chemistry issues out there, like, you know, with Draymond Green and just, like, not knowing, like, you know, Steph Curry going down with injuries and stuff like that. It's just, I definitely can't give a team with 5 superstars on it an A-. I'm going to say like a B, because to me, this team should be even better than they are right now. 12-6 is still really a hell of a good record, man, but I'm talking like maybe 2 or 3 losses at most on the season. So that's just what I'm going to say about them. Next up, we have the Houston Rockets with a C- rating. Yeah, this one I agree with. They are currently 8-7, bouncing back a little bit since, you know, Melo coming back or leaving this team and stuff like that. But I mean, the team's still got the talent on it. I think they need to make some sort of trade before the trade deadline. I don't know what it is. Nothing too crazy. Like, no, like, trading James Harden or Chris Paul or Capella. But, I mean, they need to bring on that type of player that helped them win last season, like Trevor Ariza. They need to do something out there, man, because as the team is currently made, I don't think they have enough to get to the NBA Finals, or maybe not even the Western Conference Finals. So, yeah, C- definitely have underperformed. All right, the Indiana Pacers, we have an A- rating for them. So right now they are currently 11-6 on the season. Victor Oladipo is looking to continue to be an all-star from last season. I was a little worried he was gonna have a little bit of a slump to start off, just because of, like, you know, sometimes when you become like an all-star for the first time, it's hard to really live up to that status the next season. But Oladipo is definitely taking on that challenge. Sabonis has been one of the best big guys in the NBA, man, at 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Field goal percentage has been amazing, guys. He's shooting about 69% on the season. And while he doesn't really shoot threes anymore, when he does shoot them, they do go in. He's shooting 75%, but He averages 0.3 attempts per game. So, yeah, he kind of took that out of his game and focused more about being around the basket. Still want Miles Turner to become that next big-time scorer, but his rebounding has been kind of weak, too. Defense is always there with Miles, averaging about 3 blocks per game. So, definitely can't hate on him for that. Los Angeles Clippers with an A+ rating. Damn, dude. You know, if you wanted to give this rating based off of what we thought they were going to be compared to what they actually are, then yeah, no doubt an A+. They are 11-5 on the season. Last I checked, that was good for like first, second place. I believe like second or third place, something like that. In the Western Conference, Tobias Harris, Gallinari, Lou Williams combining for like 60 points total. Montrezl Harrell is a freaking dog out there, bro. Like, this man been killing the NBA game out there, 15.7 rebounds per game. So yeah, I definitely agree with that rating too. Los Angeles Lakers with a B rating. And the reason we give them this B, or I agree with this B, I should say, is because I would probably say a B-, but as of late, they have been playing better basketball. Beginning of the season was rough. It was very rough, but LeBron James playing MVP basketball right now, averaging about 29 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists per game, despite, he's going to be 34, guys. He's going to be 34. So, he's been nice. Kuzma's been bringing the scoring out there. Ingram's been great. JaVale McGee playing great defense and just being somebody that's worth a hell of a lot more than $1.51 million. But yeah, man, good rating for the Lakers. Next up, Memphis Grizzlies with the A rating. I say if you give the Clippers an A rating, you gotta give this this Grizzlies team an A rating, man. Mike Conley and Marc Gasol back on the squad, healthy, completely healthy. Looks like they're not a part of any trade rumors, and they have just pretty much carried the squad. Jaren Jackson looks like he's gonna be one of the best players from this draft class. Averaging about 13 points, 5 rebounds a game for him, doing a little bit of everything defensively, getting like 2 blocks a game and over a 1 steal. Field goal percentage has been great for him, man. Still want to see Jaren Jackson's 3-point shot fall a bit more. He's only shooting about 23% from there, but Garrett Temple's been very solid. He's shooting 43% from 3. Shelvin Mack's been a great backup point guard. And this team, believe it or not, man, 11-5. It's crazy. Okay, next up we have the Miami Heat with a C+ rating. This one I disagree with. They are 6-10. I'm gonna give them more of a D+. Just because, like, yeah, they have injuries. They've had like injury issues out there. Goran Dragic's been out and stuff like that. But I mean, if I remember correctly, this Heat team was pretty solid last season. Not like amazing, but they were still a pretty solid team. And they haven't really made a lot of big time changes to their roster. I was disappointed they didn't end up getting a guy like Jimmy Butler, just because I felt like he would have been like the missing link out there. But I don't know, man. I expect a bit more from this team, just because while you don't really have the superstar out here, I mean, Richardson's been great. Hassan Whiteside's been great. Dwayne Wade's still averaging about 14 points per game, despite his age and everything like that. So, just expecting a little bit more. Is that, if you're a Heat fan, is that fair to say that maybe I expect a few more wins, or do you disagree with that assessment? Let me know in the comment section below. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Bucks with an A+ rating. Yeah, man. You want to talk about putting the perfect team around Giannis? For one, let's talk about Giannis' stat line. 26 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block per game. A little bit more than that, actually. But then you add line like Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, who's been shooting like 51% field goal percentage. Been playing so great, man. It's the point guard position. Was not expecting that, honestly, guys. I was expecting Eric Bledsoe maybe to have some chemistry issues with this team. But like Middleton, Brogdon, Brook Lopez, the Splash Mountain guy out there, Ersan Ilyasova, amazing off the bench. Like, this team put the right amount of shooters and playmakers around Giannis, and they are reaping the benefits. 12-4 on the season. I think it might come down to them and the Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. I know Celtic fans don't want to hear that, but still, man, I got those two teams going to the conference finals. Okay, next we have the Minnesota Timberwolves with a D rating. I would be borderline like D-, maybe even a bitch ass F. Is E a thing? Do people give out E's? I don't remember ever getting E on. Yeah, E's is a thing, right? I'm gonna say D- though. Just because like the beginning of the season, the whole Jimmy Butler thing, that was just embarrassing. So much just like drama going on there. But no, I'm gonna bump it up. Man, maybe D does sound right, because like D- would be if they did absolutely nothing about Jimmy Butler, but they did, and they got some decent pieces back in Covington and Saric. I mean, they haven't been absolutely amazing for this team quite yet, but they're okay pieces. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say D is probably fine in this case. For the Pelicans, they have a B rating on the season. They currently have a record of 10-7. Looks like a playoff team to me. I mean, this team definitely is more like big guy based, with Anthony Davis, Mirotic, and Randall being like the big players on this team. And then, of course, you can't hate on Drew Holiday, who's averaging 20 points, 9 assists per game. Looking like one of the better all-around point guards in the entire NBA. Etuan Moore's been solid at the small forward position. And that's the thing. It's like he's only 6'4". which it goes to show just how weak this team is at the wing out there. So I'm hoping they make some sort of a, trade out there, because besides Etuan Moore, who's not even a natural small forward, they have like Wesley Johnson and Darius Miller, and that's it. So hopefully they can fill out some more things out there when it's all said and done, man. But they've had a nice start to the season. For the New York Knicks, a B- rating. And I'm not going to lie, I have not really paid too much attention to Knicks basketball. They are 4-13. So yeah, I mean, Porzingis is out and everything like that, but some guys have really come up along the way, like Alonzo Trier. You got Tim Hardaway, who's playing like an all-star this season at 24 points, making himself worth his $17 million contract, of course. Hezonja has been like decent, I guess. Trey Burke and his Cantor, all decent players, but they're developing their young talent out there, and they are going to be in the lottery. So I really want the team to get Zion Williamson. I want Zion Williamson and Kristaps Porzingis on the same team. That would be so much fun to watch. For the OKC Thunder, they are given an A rating. All right, I gotta see their record real quick here, man. So they actually have a record of 10-6. I think an A is a little ambitious because they had a slow start to the season. I know Westbrook was out with injuries. I'm gonna say more like a B+, so maybe an A-. But 10-6, I feel like this team could be even better out there than what they are. And Schroeder's been a nice, pickup for them out there. Adams has been great. Paul George, Russell Westbrook, really making a nice superstar 1-2 punch. I still think this team is going to be even better once they get Andre Roberson back, although I'm not quite sure when that's going to be, but he's going to add some nice defense to this squad out here. So, yeah, man, 10-6. I still don't know what this team is exactly, though, man. I don't know. I have no idea what their final record is going to be, because they are either going to hit their stride or they are going to fall apart, and there's not going to be any in between. So let me know which side you guys are on with this. Orlando Magic, C+ rating. I'm going to give them a B+, because I've been watching like some Magic basketball lately, because I got NBA League Pass and stuff like that, and they're always available to watch in there because they don't typically get televised games. The Magic have been impressive, guys. They are currently 9-8. Vucevic has been playing like a damn superstar. I know for like the month of, I think it was November or something like that, or the week of November, not of November, but like this last prior week, he was putting up like 30 points per game. Aaron Gordon is finally like knocking down like his fadeaway shots. His 3-point shots dropping at about 38%. Fournier's been fantastic. Terrence Ross has been an amazing 6-man. And even like Bamba has like shown some pretty solid, I don't know, just like glimpses of what he could be out there in the NBA. Like a guy that can knock down some shots and throw back some shots. I still want to see them get a point guard. As much as I love DJ Augustine, he should not be starting for an NBA team, guys. Next up, Philadelphia 76ers with a C+ rating. Yeah, and I'm going to base this more, see, I can't give them the C+ though, because same thing as the Timberwolves. They went out there and made a trade they needed to make. They're currently 12-7 on the season. Before the Jimmy Butler trade, yeah, they've been having some issues, but since getting Jimmy Butler, like, things look all right with them. I'm still waiting for them to kind of just like cut the cord with Fultz and just maybe trade them for a big time piece that they need, because right now you have like TJ McConnell. That guy can be your backup point guard, and you'll be fine with that. So trade Markelle Fultz while he still has trade value. Get another big piece of the team. Get some bench guys or something like that. I don't know, man. Whatever you need to do. But as of right now, I like what the 76ers are doing. I'm going to say more like a B+. All right, next we have the Phoenix Suns with a D rating on the season. I don't know what their draft situation is. I'm pretty sure they have their pick, right? Because I can't really give them a D because, for one, yeah, they're 3-13. That's horrible. But like Devin Booker, he hasn't really like taken like a big step back. He's averaged like 1 less point per game. His 3-point shot's not falling as nicely as usual, but like DeAndre Ayton, I feel like is coming along nicely at 16 points, 10 rebounds per game too, about 1 block out there. I still want to see him get a little bit better on defense, which actually I remember Joel Embiid kind of roasting him for that, saying that DeAndre Ayton does not play defense. So that I do want to see him improve on. Mikal Bridges has been nice. Josh Jackson definitely has room for improvement. But yeah, man, a D, like what did we expect this team to be? I wasn't expecting them to be a playoff team. So Ayton's developing, Mikal Bridges is developing, and they're still going to get a nice draft pick. I'm going to say more like a C. I'm going to give them a C for this season so far. Portland Trailblazers, A+ on the season. So they have a record of 11-5. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum once again leading this team to an amazing regular season record. But the reason it's hard to say an A+ is because what exactly have they done with their team to set them up better for the postseason, which is where this team tends to struggle at. So yeah, I guess an A+ if you want to base it solely off the regular season. Nurkic has been nice too. Zach Collins is really developing to be a fine role player, man. I mean, he's making his shots pretty well at 54%. grabbing some rebounds, but it's his defense, guys. Zach Collins' defense has been so great this season, and I'm not quite sure people were really expecting that jump for him this early on because he's only 21, and last year he didn't really look like much of anything. Okay, next up, we have the Sacramento Kings with an A- rating. Their current record on this season, guys, let me pull it up here on my end. They have a record of, oh my god, sorry guys, take me 1 second. I always have 2K pulled up in the background so I can like see stats and kind of like get them on the fly here. But they are 9-8 on the season. And, you know, you got Buddy Hield averaging about 19 points, 6 rebounds, looking like a great fit on this team. He's got a very nice contract too, guys. 2 years, about, less than $9 million. So he's going to be around this team next season too for a very cheap price. De'Aaron Fox still on his rookie deal, coming up very nicely, looking like a future all-star point guard at about 18 points and 7 assists per game. Willie Cauley-Stein getting about 15 and 9 out there. You got Bogdanovich, Marvin Bagley, and Belitz out there adding some nice scoring. So A- at 9-8. I agree with this because it seems like the Kings are ready to be done with rebuilding via the draft and just have their current young players develop and maybe add a nice veteran piece down the road. That's what I'd like to see. San Antonio Spurs, B+ rating. What is the Spurs' current record? Well, let me find out here in 1 second, guys. The Spurs have a record of 8-8. DeRozan has not really taken like any steps back despite being on a new team. LaMarcus Aldridge averaged about 17 and 11. Rudy Gay 15 and 7. So yeah, I think B+ is warranted because, you know, while the record's not fantastic, they did lose their starting point guards, and they also have a new big-time piece in DeMar DeRozan. So between the chemistry of losing your point guard, adding another superstar like DeRozan, 8-8 is not a bad place to be after the first month of the season. Toronto Raptors, A+. Yeah, I don't think anybody disagrees with this. Kawhi Leonard's been absolutely great, man. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 2 steals. Looking like perhaps an MVP caliber player. Serge Ibaka has been reassured, man, as a guy himself out there, man. Kyle Lowry at 16 points and 10 assists. Shooting the 3-ball. You know, he was making it the season to begin, but now he's shooting about 34%. And actually looking at the 3-point shot of everybody on this team, Danny Green's the only guy that's shooting it respectfully. So I don't know if that's going to catch up and hit this team hard later on in the season. But right now, man, they are playing some good damn basketball. Just saw that Danny Green game winner against the Orlando Magic. That game was really fun to watch. But yeah, Toronto Raptors, A+, no doubt in my mind at 13-4. Utah Jazz, C+. They have a record of, as I'm pulling up right here, of, oh my god, man, where's the Jazz at? Okay, 8-9. Ugh, C+, I'm going to say like a C-. You know, Mitchell's stats are pretty much the same as last season up to this point. I mean, his field goal percentage is down a little bit. Gobert is still doing Gobert-type things out there. But it's not really like leading to any wins. And I don't know if this team just needs another piece out there. I wish so much that this team still had Gordon Hayward because he's like exactly what they need, man. They need Gordon Hayward, but even Ingles has been great. Jay Crowder's been good. Ricky Rubio. I would like to see his assists get back to his Minnesota Timberwolves days, averaging about 6-7 assists per game. I like to see it around like 9 or 10. Derek Favors, you can probably say, is a bit of a disappointment at about 10 points and 7 rebounds per game. I still don't understand why they don't just get a stretch big to put alongside Rudy Gobert. But yeah, man, I thought the record would be better than this season what it is. So C+ is a bit of a stretch. I'm going to say a C-. And then finally, we have the Washington Wizards getting an F. Yes, man. Issues with John Wall, Bradley Beal, the whole damn team. The Washington Wizards looking like one of the worst teams in the entire NBA with a record of 5-11. I have no idea what to make of this situation because John Wall wants to stick around. His contract's horrible. They're gonna be tough to trade him anyway. So I don't know, man. I don't know when the Washington Wizards get relevant again, and I don't know what the Wizards need to do to make that happen. F- in my opinion. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a long one, but we had 30 teams to go through, so hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope when you guys watch these videos, you just kind of like lay back and maybe listen to some music or stuff like that, because that's the kind of the intent of these videos. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.